Divorce doesn't destroy most men. The meaning that they attach to it does, because somewhere along the way, we stop saying my marriage failed and we start saying that I failed. Those two statements, they lead to completely different lives. I'm Scott Finn. This is Men's Hard Reset. There comes a moment after divorce that almost every man experiences. It's not the day you sign the papers. It's the day you wake up and discover that the person that you've been fighting it's yourself. For weeks, months, sometimes years, you've been carrying around a, a quiet belief. I deserve this. You may never say it out loud. Most men won't, but it shows up in ways you don't even think about, especially in new relationships. You always assume that you're the common denominator, or you stay in a terrible relationship and you say again, well, this is what I deserve. Listen, you don't. When you lie awake, replaying every mistake you've ever made, or convince yourself that your pain is proof of your guilt, when you stop expecting good things because you've started believing that you're not worthy of them. We beat ourselves up and beat ourselves down so much that that is the mindset that we get to. So I want to challenge you today. Here it is. What if the greatest obstacle in your recovery is not your divorce? What if it's the story you've been telling yourself about what being divorced means? There's a difference between accepting responsibility and accepting condemnation. It's a huge difference. Responsible men ask, what can I learn? And the condemned man says, what's wrong with me? Responsible men grow, condemned men suffer. And men spend years trapped in suffering because they confuse pain with accountability. They believe that if they keep hurting, somehow they're being honorable. If they keep carrying this guilt, somehow they're becoming a better person. That if they punish themselves long enough, they'll earn redemption. It just it just doesn't work this way. Pain is a teacher. It's not supposed to be your permanent address. This lesson has to end. At some point, you have to stop studying the wound and start rebuilding your future. The problem is, divorce doesn't just take away a relationship, it takes away your identity. Now, here's a link to identity death and how to overcome it. Now, many men spend decades building their sense of self around being a husband, a provider, a partner, the protector. These roles become so woven into who they are that when the marriage ends, it feels like they disappear too, because they do. It's like your whole life has been taken away from you and you're lost. So who do you blame? Yourself. Suddenly, you're not just grieving a person. You're grieving a version of yourself that you can't imagine your future. And grief has a strange way of looking for someone to blame. Often the easiest target is who's standing in the mirror. You'll start building a case against yourself. Gather the evidence, all of your mistakes, arguments, failures, things you should have said, and things that you should not have said. And before long, you become both the prosecutor and the defendant. Every day is a trial. Every memory is evidence. Every mistake is another conviction. Here is the truth. No human being can heal while you're constantly standing trial. You cannot grow while you're busy prosecuting yourself. Cannot build a future while serving a whole life sentence for your past. I went through relationships I shouldn't have even stayed in a month. So, because I thought I deserved it. Well, you don't. So eventually you're going to have to make a decision. We're not perfect. None of us are. And none of us were. The decision is whether you will spend the rest of your life worshiping your failures or you can learn from them. Because those are two different paths. One leads to wisdom, the other leads to bitterness. One leads to growth, the other creates paralysis. And this matters because many divorced men don't actually get stuck in grief. They get stuck in identity collapse. They start believing that because their marriage or their relationship failed, they failed. Because it ended, they're broken. Because someone left, they're unworthy. But relationships are not scorecards. Divorce is not a final verdict of your value as a man. It's an event, a painful event, a life-altering event. But it's still an event, not your identity. And one of the most important moments in a man's recovery happens when they stop asking, why was I not enough? And start asking, what do I want to become now? Because the first question has no finish line. The second question changes everything because it puts your mind on a different trajectory. You quit looking in and blaming yourself and looking at rebuilding yourself now to a new future and a new person. Because you are. You're not the provider, the protector, the husband. You're going to build yourself into something new. So here's the question. Who do I want to become now? Now that that illusion is gone. Now that my old life is over. Nobody is coming to save you. You have to build something new. This is where the hard reset begins. Not when the pain disappears, not when life gets easier, or when another relationship comes along. The hard reset begins when you decide that the future deserves more attention than regret. You decide that self-respect matters more than self-punishment. Stop measuring worth by who stayed and who left, and start measuring by promises that you keep to yourself. Because ultimately, healing after divorce is not about forgetting or pretending nothing happened. It's not about becoming bitter or cold. It's about becoming whole again, learning that your value existed before you were married and it still exists right now. It's about understanding that grief and strength can coexist. Accountability and compassion can coexist. Loss and hope can coexist. And perhaps most importantly, it's about recognizing that your life did not end when your marriage did. The divorce was not the moment that defined you. The years after did. How you respond did. How you rebuilt did, the way you carried yourself through the fire. This is where your character is forged, in the fire. Just like a fine sword, it takes heat, sweat, and constant hammering to forge. This is where wisdom is earned. It's where you will discover that, wait a minute, I was not as broken as I thought I was. I simply stood in the ruins of my life and learned how to build anew. We always talk about men's hard reset. That is the hard reset. Not forgetting pain, denying grief, erasing the past, but refusing to make any of that your identity, because you are more than a marriage. You're more than a divorce. You are more than your mistakes. You have to believe, okay, this is a new chapter. This is where I'm going to move forward. There's something that I've always wanted to do. I've wanted to learn to fly an airplane. I've wanted to start a new business. This is your chapter to write, no one else's. You write it. Okay, if you've watched this far, thank you. But here's how we're going to fix this once and for all. We as men think accountability means beating ourselves up. It doesn't. Accountability says, I made mistakes. Self-condemnation says, I am a mistake. One creates growth, the other creates paralysis. Each time you catch yourself saying, I'm broken, I'm not good enough, I've ruined everything, replace it with a factual statement. I've made some poor decisions. I could make better ones. Facts create solutions. Labels create walls and prisons. A lot of men, I've seen this over and over, they unknowingly make women scoreboards for self-esteem. If she's happy, I'm valuable. If she leaves, I'm worthless. If someone wants me, I'm enough. If someone rejects me, I'm not enough. This guarantees emotional instability. Your value cannot be determined by a system that you do not control. You can't control other people. Build self-respect based on your own scorecard, your health, finances, integrity, emotion control, keeping my own commitments. Judge yourself by your actions, not by someone else's affection. A lot of men aren't actually grieving. They're attacking themselves. Those are different things. Grief sounds like, I miss my family. I miss what I thought we would become. I miss the future I imagined. Those are healthy. Self-attack sounds like, no wonder she left me. I'm not worth loving. I deserve this. We've heard this before. One is grief. The other is abuse. Stop confusing them. After divorce, many men rush into another relationship. Not because they're ready, because they're scared. They need proof that they're still wanted. The problem is neediness attracts unhealthiness. Before looking for another relationship, answer this. Who am I without one? Can I enjoy a weekend alone? Can I create a goal that does not involve dating? Can I feel good about myself without someone else validating me? If not, that's where the work is. Please go watch the 90-day reset, the link right there. Worthlessness is rarely defeated by thinking. It's defeated by evidence. Every day, ask, what did I do today that a worthless man wouldn't do? Maybe you went to the gym. You showed up for work. You paid your bills. You helped your kids. Kept your word. did a side project, went for a walk instead of going out for drinks. Collect evidence. The prosecutor builds a case. You need to build one too. Except yours is for your competence and to build yourself back up. A lot of men make healing their full-time job. That's a bad idea. Healing is important, but life cannot surround yourself by fixing yourself forever. Pick something that matters, build a business, improve your health, become an exceptional father, serve your community, learn a skill. The goal isn't to stop feeling pain. The goal is to build a life that becomes larger than your pain. So start asking why you abandon yourself. This is where the deepest growth lives. Questions like, where did I ignore my own instincts? What red flags did I try to rationalize? Where did I sacrifice my standards? Where was I afraid to set boundaries? Why was I willing to accept less than I deserved? Those questions create power. The rejection questions create obsession. Many people lose trust in themselves after divorce. The solution isn't confidence, it's self-trust. And self-trust is built when you say you're going to go exercise, then do it. When you say you're going to quit texting her, do it. When you say you're going to save money, do it. When you stop chasing validation, do it. Confidence comes from results, small victories, my friend. Trust comes with consistency. Build self-trust first. Small steps, that's all it takes. Okay, we're going to replace I deserve this with this happened. Now I'm responsible for what comes next. That's the mature position, not victimhood, not self-hatred, responsibility. The divorce happened. The grief is real. The pain is real, but your future, it should not be decided by a verdict that was handed down during the worst chapter of your life. You don't need to prove that you're worthy to anyone. You already are. You are worthy. And we believe in you. I'm Scott Finn. This is Men's Hard Reset. Subscribe. Share this with someone else that needs it. Catch you in the next one.